So question 2 is solving cosine x equals square root 3 over 2. In this case, we start from drawing the cosine curve, or you can do the unit circle or do both, but this unit circle you need to have. So you have to remember the pattern that the sine curve would start from this between 0 to 2 pi, and then cosine will start like that, 0 to 2 pi, and then for tan the picture would look like down here, which you divide into, basically it starts from over here, this is pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, and then 2 pi. So this is like approaching but never touching this, and then it's repeating like this. The interval is pi, and then so over here is going to be half of it. So just try to remember the curve. And so going back to question 2, you start from drawing the sine curve, sinusoidal periodic curve, cosine curve, and then unit circle. And so you know that this for cosine to be square root 3 over 2, the angle is 30 degrees from this triangle here. And then so theta is moving this way, and to have another cosine of the same value, meaning x is the same, so you project it down, so you get this point here, which is basically turning this down minus theta, which is equal, the angle this way is equal to 2 pi minus theta. So that means there are two angles, which is basically theta, which is 30 degrees, or pi over 6, and then 2 pi minus pi over 6. So this is how you write it down, and then say two solutions. Now for question 3, tan x equals square root 3, you also have to go back to the standard table unit circle. That also you know that at pi over 3, or this angle, tan is equal to square root 3, because if you remember the unit circle, basically sine over cos at pi over 3 is equal to square root 3. So for tan is sine over cos, which value would get tan to be the same? Basically sine and cosine has to have the same sign. So it's this quadrant and this quadrant that would have the same tan value, which in this quadrant the angle would be pi plus theta. So So therefore, you know that tan x equals square root 3. The first angle is pi over 3. The next angle would be pi plus theta, which is pi plus pi over 3. So there are two solutions, which is pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3. So for tan, just remember that it needs to have the same sign. So for this quadrant, if the first tan is in this quadrant, another tan answer of the angle is in this quadrant, which is pi plus theta. If the answer is in this quadrant, this means that sine and cosine has opposite side. Another answer would be here, which is again the same as, like if you have theta, is another answer would be theta plus pi, because just see how this is differ by pi rotation of 180 degree.